We are now getting ready for, what are we getting ready for? Oh, we're getting ready for LS Fest. We switched over to the Hoosier Track Attack tire, which we couldn't get before the Targa event. So we have our 200 treadwear tire now. We did the Targa with a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, which is a 300 treadwear tire, which was not ideal. They honestly melted after one lap. We definitely didn't have the right tire for the event. Nonetheless, it was a great time. We got to do some testing, got to do some networking and marketing. There was guys that brought a literal NASCAR truck, and they somehow got it titled and drove that. That broke down all the time. But I mean, awesome. That was really cool. But anyway, so we're getting ready for the LS Fest. We're getting ready for LS Fest. So we threw on the Hoosier tires. We're going over the car. We got to take off some of our the SCCA door cards because LS Fest, we have our own different door cards for that. And I think a banner, so we'll get rid of the tire rack because LS Fest has a banner, so we got to put that on there. Got to bleed the brakes, a couple other things, but we'll get ready to go. And then maybe we get to see one of the other projects is the bus. We got to come up with a cool name for it, or like a project name for the bus. But anyways,
Rowdy's Bodyguard.
Rowdy's Bodyguard. So in mounting the Hoosiers, if you can see, now we ran into this issue with the Viper. The Viper is a 355 rear tire, so that didn't surprise me. But our, whatever they are, 12 and a half inch wheel, whatever it is on Rowdy, plus that 315 tire, doesn't fit under this arm. So you literally put the tire on, move the arm over, and we had to put lube on the arm and on the outside of the tire. So as the machine was trying to push it on, literally this arm is hitting the sidewall of the tire and pushing it down. So for that initial, the beads are too soft. Like this is one of my tires for my daughter's car. We put new tires on. This one's old, but we kept it because it's got good tread just as a spare. But that tire, you can kind of just, put the lubrication on the tire and the wheel and just like, and get the first set just on, and then use the machine to push the the second bead on. That is not happening with those Hoosiers or the Nittos we took off. These also have a pretty stout bead and sidewall. So to fix the issue, I think I'm going to fabricate this assembly bolts down to the base, and this is actually an air tank. Part of that upright is an air tank, so I think I'm going to fabricate like a 3-inch spacer to mount this about 3 inches higher to keep those tires, from hitting. That will eliminate us from being able to service a certain much smaller tire, but that's not really, that's not what we do. We service things with big old wide meats. So I think we're just going to modify it to suit our needs. And Ethan is dying over there leaning on the Viper.
Big old meats.
Big old meats.
It's true.
Well, this is funny. See, that's tiny to me. This is one of Mike's tires.
That's a 265.
Is it 265?
Yeah. And technically mine is the smallest tire, but I'm going to be going to a
What's the smallest tire in the stack here?
275, I think.
Well, that would be the fronts for the Z06. Those are the stock Z06 wheels, and obviously we don't use them. But anyways, that's our tire machine. Interesting issues we've run into are solutions for mounting wide tires on the Chinese tire machine. But I think we can talk about the Viper a little. Obviously, the Viper wasn't necessarily intended to be a project; is now a project. So we got the Motec in. As you can see, the harness is still sitting here, but everything's plugged in. I just did the AEM. I did a 3.5 bar map sensor. I don't intend on running 50 pounds of boost or whatever, but I wanted to make sure it had enough for any kind of future. And honestly, I don't have a lot of experience yet in the Vipers, but from my experience with turbo setups and knowing where we want to go with this, without doing a full-on custom, intake and cam setup and everything, the efficiency on this motor and what it's going to take to make the power we want to make is going to be at least 15 pounds of boost. I wanted to make sure we had enough overhead for that. We plumbed it in here just so we could get to it for testing purposes at the moment. The Motec is plugged in and installed. It actually starts. Doesn't run super well right now. The injector scaling was initially set up for ID 1650s or something, which is not what we have in there. Currently, as the stock injectors, we have FIC 1000s for it, which are not in yet. I just wanted to get it running, make sure everything's good. I don't think we've named it yet, but the dually, the tow rig is on the road. We got the new suspension on, we got the new wheels on. We did horizontally mount the airbags and kind of cantilever setup, and they're really just support. It still has the leaves in it. There's a leak in one of them, which I don't know, is the bag leaking or is there a line leaking, connection. So we'll have to check on that and resolve that. Everything was good until we put the bump stops in, and they're like really tall. Now it hits the bump stops like right away. So I'm gonna look at solving that issue. I actually kind of want to look into some hydraulic or air bump stops, like off-road, like serious off-road rigs use, because we could tune like the bump rate, and that would be pretty cool. So this is the tow rig is sweet. We love it. It looks cool now. Very unique. As the shirt says, life's too short to drive boring cars. So we took our grandpa truck and made it not boring. So there we go.